and care of farm animals by humans. It includes feeding, breeding, and disease control. We need to be very cautious when using animals for products because, unlike plants, they are thinking, feeling creatures just like us. Recent awareness for the need of humane practice in animal agriculture has brought about some changes in the way animals are treated, but not nearly enough. Animal agriculture is disadvantageous on a large scale as it involves clearing huge amounts of forest for grazing land and harming oceans by overfishing. Animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gas emissions, more than the combined exhaust from all transportation. These goods tend to be rather inefficient as they require putting in a lot of resources for small returns. For example, it takes nearly 3,800 liters of water to produce around 4 liters of milk. We currently grow enough food to feed 10 billion people, but many still go starving because much of the food we produce is fed to livestock to get small amount of meat and dairy in return. It is very important that we seek to improve methods in the short run and try to move towards more efficient products in the long run. Cattle farming is done for producing milk and agricultural work like tilling, irrigation, and carting. There are two main species of cattle used in India: Bos indicus, cows, and Bos bubalis, buffaloes. Milk producing females are called milch animals, and the ones made to do farm labor are called draught animals. Milk production depends on how long the mother cow produces milk after giving birth to her baby. This time period can be extended by selectively breeding cows to have longer lactation period. Local and foreign cows are crossbred for favorable traits like disease resistance and longer lactation periods. Proper cleaning and shelter facilities for cows and buffaloes are essential for humane farming. It is important for the health of the animals and for production of clean milk. Animals need to be brushed regularly to remove dirt and loose hair. They should be sheltered under well ventilated roofs protected from rain, heat, and cold. The floors of cattle sheds are supposed to be sloping so that they stay dry and cleaning is easier. The food requirements of cattle are of two types. Maintenance requirement. This is the food required to support the animal to live a healthy life. Milk producing requirement. This is the type of food required during the lactation period. Animal feed includes roughage, which consists mainly of fiber, and concentrates, which are low in fiber and high in protein and other nutrients. Cattle needs a balanced diet with all nutrients in their correct proportions. Besides the food, micronutrients are often added to their diets to promote the health and milk output of dairy animals. Cattle are susceptible to many diseases. Many cattle contract a disease called mastitis, which is caused by overmilking. This causes their unders to become inflamed and pus is released along with the milk. Needless to say, this greatly affects the quality of the milk and reduces its healthfulness. Other parasites, both internal and external, can also harm the cow and reduce the quality of milk. External parasites live on the skin and cause skin diseases. Internal parasites like worms affect the stomach and intestines. Infectious diseases from bacteria and viruses can also be contracted. Vaccinations are given to cows to prevent major viral and bacterial diseases. Healthy cows have good posture and feed regularly. Poultry farming is undertaken for eggs and for chicken meat. Chickens are bred to produce more eggs and to have more flesh for meat. Local breeds of chickens like Asil and foreign ones like the Leghorn are crossbred for the following desirable traits: number and quality of chicks produced, tolerance to high temperatures so they can adapt to hot summers, low maintenance requirements, reduction in the size of egg-laying birds with the ability to utilize cheaper diets consisting of agricultural byproducts. Broiler chickens are fed vitamin-rich supplementary feed for good growth rates and better feed efficiency. Care is taken to avoid deaths and to maintain feathering and good carcass quality. These chickens are sent to market to be killed for meat purposes. For good production of these birds, good management practices are important. This includes maintaining the temperature and keeping hygienic housing conditions and hygienic poultry feed. It also includes preventing diseases and pests. Broiler chickens are fed a more protein-rich diet with adequate fat. Their feed has high levels of vitamin A and K. Poultry fowls suffer from a number of diseases caused by virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites, as well as from nutritional deficiencies. It is very important that proper cleaning and sanitation and spraying of disinfectants is done at regular intervals. Vaccination can also be given to these birds to prevent infectious diseases. Continuous egg laying puts a huge strain on the bodies of hens. It depletes the amount of calcium in their body, which leads to weak bones and painful fractures. They also become more susceptible to diseases in the weakened state. Unless properly checked, the lives of egg-laying hens deteriorate quickly over time. Fish are used as a cheap animal protein sources. Fish production includes the finned true fish as well as the other sea creatures like prawns and mollusks. There are two ways to obtain fish: capture fishing and culture fishing. Capture fishing is the most common form of fishing and involves capturing wild fish that occurs naturally. Culture fishing involves raising fish commercially in tanks or enclosures for food. Fish comes from both seawater and freshwater, such as rivers and ponds. Fishing can be done by both capture and culture methods in marine and freshwater ecosystem. India has abundant access to marine life through its 7,500 km of coastline and the deep seas beyond it. Popular fish species that are consumed include mackerel, pomfret, tuna, and sardines. These fish are caught using fishing nets and fishing boats. The number of fishes caught is increased by locating large schools of fish using open sea satellites and eco sounders. Some marine fish are farmed in seawater. This includes finned fishes like mullets, bhetki, and pearl spots, and shellfish such as prawns, mussels, and oysters, as well as seaweed. Oysters are also farmed for their pearls. Freshwater resources include canals, reservoirs, ponds, and rivers. Water bodies where seawater and freshwater mix together, such as lagoons and estuaries, also form important fish reservoirs. Fish culture is often done in combination with a rice crop so that the fish can be grown in the water in the paddy field. More intensive fish farming is done in systems with more than one variety of fish. Combination of local and foreign fish are used in these systems. Typically, 5 or 6 such species are used in a fish pond. They are selected in a way that they don't have to compete for food and have different food habits. As a result, all the food available in the pond is adequately used. One example of such a system includes katlas as surface feeders, rohus that feed in the middle zone, common carps that feed at the bottom, and grass carps that feed on the weeds. One problem with composite fish culture is that many of the fish breed only during the monsoon. Another major problem is the lack of good quality fish seed. To overcome these problems, fish are bred in ponds using hormonal stimulation. This ensures that availability of fish seed in the desired quantities. Honey is a widely used product and has turned beekeeping into an agricultural enterprise. Bees not only produce honey, they also play an essential role in pollinating plants and help in the production of multitudes of fruits and vegetables. There are different bees used for their honey production. The bees local to India are Apis cerana indica, the Indian bee, A. dorsata, the rock bee, and A. florea, the little bee. The most commonly used bee for honey production is the Italian bee, A. mellifera. They are known to sting less and have high honey collection capacities. They stay in a given beehive for a long periods and breed very well. The quality of honey produced by the bees depend on the flowers and plants available to them for nectar and pollen collection. The kind of flowers available also determines the taste of the honey. So, this was all about improving our food resources. With this, we have come to the end of this chapter. Go through the video again and familiarize yourself with the terms and phrases you find difficult. And also check out the games and quizzes we have in store for you. Till the next session, goodbye.